Hello, my name is Jesse Nichols, and I read the book Invisible Allies by Jeanette Farrell. Microbes That Shape Our Lives was the subtitle. This book was about microbes, which are basically very, very small. You could almost call them insects that are in our body, and there's just trillions of them. They're absolutely tiny, microscopic, of course, but you you call them microbes. They're all over, and they just kind of do a little bit of everything, everywhere. They help us perform our daily functions, and they really don't ever cause any harm. But I chose this book because I, of course, read the back and discovered I kind of had an interest to see what these little guys did. But in the beginning of the book, they mention who discovered these microbes, and he went by the name of Anthony van Leeuwenhoek, hard to pronounce. He first discovered microbes by accident while studying pepper in water that was sitting for 3 weeks. He described it as, his quote was, "So small in my sight, I judged that even if 100 of these very small animals lay stretched out one against another, they could not reach the length of a gram of coarse sand." This guy, Leeuwenhoek, wasn't really much of a scientist, but he liked to observe things. He actually worked for a factory that made clothes and cloths and stuff, and he had microscopes that he would always study the cloths and stuff to see their quality, and he just became very curious and started studying all these peppers and stuff, and he discovered microbes and eventually ended up sending letters to everyone trying to get people to listen to him, and he was right. And they discovered over time that they've done a lot to help us. But later in the book quotes, it's a quote that I found pretty interesting. It says, "We need microbes in our gut to help us digest food, but if too many slip into our bloodstream, they could kill us. We use microbes to make food, but the wrong one at the wrong time is poison. Microbes will eat our sewage, but they will also eat our water pipes." So they do a little bit of good. I mean, they do a little bit of both good and bad, but they, for the most part, help us with everything we do. The third chapter was titled "Cheese, Milk's Leap Towards Immortality." I thought that was kind of clever. But it says that ancient Romans developed cheese making, so you would assume that they've known how to do this for quite a while. But the Romans, I guess they came up with it and spread it around the world. They were kind of talking like they didn't know, but they say the Romans were the earliest that they could find that made it. But it says that actually very many foods and some beverages even are made totally on the reliance of microbes. And some of those include bread, beer and all alcohol, cheese, yogurt, and chocolate. Actually some very common things that we eat and drink there. I mean, hopefully eat anyway. These microbes seem to help us a lot. I know I just kind of keep saying that, but they fight off bacteria, and they invite in good bacteria. They kind of sort everything out through the body. There's just almost too much to explain. They're everywhere doing everything all the time. They basically almost entirely run our body. And one of the last sentences in the book I thought was very intriguing. It just kind of said, without them, we'd die. I mean, they run us, we almost kind of run them. And they're everywhere and they do everything. So that's my best shot.